Hey guys, I'm going to show you today how to rotate tires on a car. And so first, just the tools that you need are a jack and a jack stand, a breaker bar with the correct deep socket wrench, and a torque wrench. You can also use a lug wrench to get the lugs off the car, but I prefer the breaker bar. And remember that this how-to, it will work for basically any car. Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how to rotate tires in your car. And so the first thing you need to do is you need to put the jack on this tab. Well, actually on this car it's actually an indent. So if you look here, it's actually an indent, so you need to put the jack on the indent and basically just take a little bit of pressure off the tires before you actually loosen the lugs. And a lot of cars actually will have a tab there instead of an indent, but this car happens to have an indent. Okay, so after you've lifted the car a little bit where the pressure is off the tires, some of it, use your lug wrench. I like using a breaker bar, but you can also use a lug wrench. In this car happens to have a 19mm bolt to take off the lugs. And so right now you want to just take off all five, well, just loosen all 5 lugs. So for a 5 bolt pattern tire, you want to do it in the star. And if you had a 4 bolt pattern car, you would do it in the cross. So right now you just want to break all the bolts loose, but not take them all the way off. And if your car has a lock, make sure you have that. Okay. So after you've broken the lugs loose on one tire, repeat on the others, on the back tire on the same side. And then what you want to do is jack the car so both tires are all the way off the ground. Alright, so once you've jacked the car where both tires are off the ground, make sure you put a jack stand under the other side. There's another indent or tab on the back as well, so in case the jack slips, you don't get hurt. So after that, you just want to take the lugs all the way off and then take your tire off. And for this part, you don't need to do it in the star pattern because the lugs are already loose, so it doesn't matter what order you do it in. Alright, so once you've taken off both tires, you can go ahead and rotate them. I like rotating them front to back. So you basically just move the front tire, the back tire to the front, and then move the front tire to the back. And then basically put both tires on and just make the lugs finger tight. Let's tire on and then just screw the lugs on finger tight. Alright, so after you made the lugs finger tight, you want to use your breaker bar or your lug wrench and make the lug a little bit tighter, but not like torque spec tight. So this you can do in a star pattern or just do it in whatever order you want because the torque isn't correctly torqued, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so after you've done that on both tires, then what you want to do is you want to put the tires down just so they're touching, so that the tires don't rotate when you torque the lugs to the correct torque spec. Just bring the jack down until they're both touching, and then tighten your jack back up. And then what you need to do is take your torque wrench. And then set it to the correct torque. So on my WRX, the torque is 66 foot-pounds, but depending on your car, it's going to be anywhere upwards to like 100 torque-pounds. So this is what you want to do in the star pattern to make sure the torque is correct on the tire, because you can warp the rotor if you don't do it correctly. So all you need to do is it's just like tightening, and the torque wrench will make a clicking sound. And you want to do this in the star pattern, like I said. So when it clicks, you know you got the correct torque. Alright, so after you put both tires, rims back on, you torque them correctly, just lower your car all the way down. And the last thing you want to do is make sure you check your tire pressure on both tires and make sure they're set correctly for factory spec. And that's rotating your tires.